My intestines are shattered. I do enemas every day to take a shit. I have to lay down on the ground with the fetal position with my legs to the left to actually go to the bathroom.
This man built a $15 million empire by eating raw liver on the internet. And today, he just lost everything. From viral fame to full-blown scandal, supplements crashing, fans leaving, and even his own team turning on him. But what really brought down the Liver King? Was it greed, lies, or just too much raw beef? Hey, before we reveal how it all came crashing down, we need to go back to the beginning, because the Liver King didn't always live like a caveman, and his story is way crazier than you think. Before he became famous as the Liver King, his name was just Brian Johnson, and honestly, he was just another regular gym guy trying to get big. But behind those muscles and raw meat videos was a much deeper story. Brian grew up in Arizona, and his life wasn't easy. His dad left the family when he was young, so his mom raised him alone. She worked hard to support them, and Brian grew up seeing what real struggle looked like. He was often quiet and felt different from the other kids. While some kids played video games or rode bikes, Brian was more into nature and animals. He found peace in the outdoors. As he got older, something weird but kind of interesting happened. He got really into hunting and butchering animals. Not just for fun, he wanted to learn everything about how people used to survive. He was curious about how ancient humans lived. He started reading about ancestral living, where people would eat every part of the animal, especially the organs, which are packed with nutrients. That's when his obsession with raw liver, heart, and bone marrow began. He believed that eating these parts made him stronger, healthier, and more connected to his roots, like a modern caveman. Some people thought it was gross. Others thought it was genius. But Brian didn't care. He wasn't doing it to shock people, at least not yet. At first, he honestly believed this way of eating was the truth, like something hidden from us by modern diets. His interest in this lifestyle only grew. He began experimenting with cold showers, barefoot walks, and sleeping on wooden boards, all because he believed humans had become too soft. He felt that modern life made us weak and disconnected from our real power. Now let's fast forward to 2018, when everything started to change. Brian had been living this weird but committed ancestral lifestyle for years, but now he decided to bring it to Instagram. His early posts were wild: raw liver for breakfast, massive Primal workouts, and flexing with a huge beard while screaming things like, "My ancestors are calling." At first, people didn't know what to think. Was this guy serious or just trolling? But that confusion got him a lot of attention. People love watching extreme stuff on the internet, and this guy eating raw bull testicles, that was content no one had ever seen. Then it happened. One viral video changed everything. He did a heavy squat with weights, and while standing up, he literally took a bite out of raw beef. It was insane. That video got millions of views overnight, and just like that, the Liver King was born. People started calling him a modern caveman. His account blew up. Gym lovers, CrossFit fans, bodybuilders, and even biohackers started following him. He wasn't just a meme anymore. He became a movement. The hashtag anabolic caveman started trending. Everyone wanted to know what he was doing, eating, and lifting. But here's the smart part. Brian didn't just go viral. He turned the attention into money. He created a whole lifestyle around something he called the 9 ancestral tenets. These were things like sleep, eat, move, connect, shield, cold, sun, fight, and bond. He made posters, shirts, and content explaining how following these would make you healthy and strong. It gave people a system to follow, something to believe in. He also wore signature jewelry like bone necklaces and tooth pendants to stand out even more. His catchphrase, "If you want the goods, you've got to live savage AF." That line stuck with people. It made them feel like part of an exclusive tribe. Okay, so at this point, Liver King wasn't just some guy eating raw liver online. He was turning into a full-on business machine. And trust me, he wasn't just doing it for likes. He was raking in serious money. So after gaining a big following on Instagram, he realized people were interested in his ancestral lifestyle, but not everyone was ready to eat raw cow liver. So what did he do? He made it easy for them. Instead of asking people to chew on raw organs, he launched liver capsules, bone marrow pills, and grass-fed beef supplements. That way fans could feel savage without actually doing anything extreme. He set it up super smart. First, he used YouTube ads and IG Reels to grab your attention. Then he'd get you to click a link that led to his website. From there, you'd enter your email to get a free ebook or discount. Now, he had your info. That's called a funnel, and it worked like magic. After that, you'd get emails offering a monthly supply of liver capsules and a subscription box, but for organs. And he made nearly $15 million in a single year from this stuff. He even had a team working behind the scenes: warehouse workers, graphic designers, nutritionists, marketers, and even lawyers to help him keep things legal. His main production facility was based in Utah, where the pills were made in huge batches, sealed in bottles, and shipped worldwide. But it wasn't all clean and perfect. Some critics started asking questions about what exactly was inside those pills. Were they really 100% grass-fed liver? Was it tested? Was it FDA approved? And that's where things got shady. The label said proprietary blend, which means they didn't have to list exact amounts, and that raised eyebrows. Some people even claimed the capsules didn't work or made them sick. Another thing, he also had this secret super fan club. If you joined, you got early access to merch drops like liver-themed hoodies, Primal necklaces, or special edition Savage Mode hats. He called it the Savage Circle. Members even got handwritten notes or surprise gifts. But it wasn't just about eating weird stuff. He believed that being disconnected from nature made people anxious, depressed, and weak. So he started organizing these weekend events called Savage U. Basically, you'd pay to spend 2 or 3 days with him in the Texas desert. No phones, no beds, just dirt, meat, and ice baths. You'd eat raw liver, do breath work, scream into the sky, and maybe even wrestle other fans. It was like a cross between a fitness boot camp and spiritual awakening. A lot of people thought it was fake, but it actually helped some people. Veterans with PTSD, stressed out tech bros, even single dads going through tough times, they said it changed their mindset. It made them feel powerful again. They liked the idea of primal masculinity, being strong, in control, and fearless. One weird thing he talked about was cardio versus cortisol. He said that too much cardio, like running on a treadmill, makes your body release cortisol, a stress hormone, which actually makes you weaker. Instead, he preached short, intense workouts like sprinting, climbing, lifting rocks, stuff our ancestors would do to survive. He also preached something called ancestral alignment. That meant syncing your body with nature, waking up with the sun, walking barefoot, eating seasonal foods, and avoiding artificial light at night. People who followed him said they felt more alive, more connected. But behind the flexing and raw meat, cracks were starting to show. Let's talk about the lawsuits. Liver King made bold claims like, "This supplement cures brain fog," or "Our liver capsules reverse aging." But here's the thing. In the health world, you can't say stuff like that unless you have real scientific proof. And surprise, surprise, he didn't. People started asking, wait, is this even legal? Soon a couple of lawsuits popped up. Some said the product was misleading, while others argued the ingredients weren't properly tested. Then came the whole proprietary blend problem. That label basically means the company doesn't have to show how much of each ingredient is inside the pill. It's legal, but kinda shady. Customers wanted transparency. They wanted proof the supplements were legit, but there was no independent audit report, no lab results, no safety guarantee, just big muscles and loud yelling. It got worse. Someone from his team, a whistleblower, dropped a huge thread on Reddit. This person had worked closely with Liver King and claimed that millions of dollars from supplement sales were being used for personal stuff, like buying luxury watches, rings, massive houses, and even private jet trips. Like, this guy said he was living like a caveman, but behind the scenes, he was flying first class and dropping money on gold chains. Soon, people filed complaints with the Attorney General in Texas and California, asking for an investigation into false advertising and financial mismanagement. Even some employees started quitting quietly, saying they didn't trust what was happening anymore. Everything blew up in one crazy week. It started with a leaked email from his CFO, or Chief Financial Officer. In that email, the CFO admitted that the company had been faking sales stats to attract investors. They were inflating numbers, lying about subscriber counts, and hiding refunds. This email spread like wildfire on Twitter and Reddit. People freaked out. Then, the unthinkable happened. During a live Instagram stream, a fan commented, "Why are you lying about your numbers?" Liver King got quiet. The fallout was instant. Major fitness influencers like Derek from More Plates, More Dates, and even some MMA fighters who used to support him unfollowed him publicly. They said they felt scammed. People started asking for refunds on their supplements. The Savage Empire began to collapse. You could even see it in the data. If you check Google Trends, Liver King's search volume dropped from 100, the peak, to nearly 0 in just 2 weeks. That's like going from superstar to ghost mode overnight. But the craziest part? Former employees began speaking out. In anonymous interviews, they said the work culture was totally reckless. One guy said he was addicted to adrenaline. He needed attention every hour or he'd freak out. Another said that people got huge bonuses, but if they ever questioned him, they were suddenly cut off. When the mainstream media got hold of the story, things got even worse for Liver King. First, Forbes published an article calling him a meme built on meat and marketing. Ouch. Then, The Guardian dropped a full-blown investigative expose. They talked to former employees, fans, and even doctors. The story painted him as a fitness fraud, not a leader. At this point, Liver King tried to fight back. He posted a YouTube AMA, or Ask Me Anything. But instead of clearing things up, he came off super defensive. He called journalists haters, claimed everything was a smear campaign, and, this is the big one, refused to show any lab reports proving the safety or ingredients in his products. People expected a sincere apology or at least some proof, but instead they got attitude and denial. His fans were already confused. Now they were just disappointed. In a panic, he deleted his Instagram, then came back a week later with a new username, Brian the Savage. He tried to rebrand himself. Less shouting, more calm, real videos about mental health and life struggles. But the internet had already moved on. His new content flopped. Engagement was dead. Meanwhile, PR experts online started analyzing what went wrong. They said his response was too slow, his tone was off, and he never took responsibility. One TikTok PR guy said, "Rule number 1, always apologize first. Rule number 2, show proof. Rule number 3, never ghost your fans." Liver King broke all 3. By now, even people who liked his fitness tips were saying things like, "I respected him, but he should have just been honest." So yeah, this was bad. After the scandals, everything Liver King built started falling apart, and fast. First, his supplement business crashed. Subscriptions dropped by over 90%. That's insane. People canceled their monthly orders, stopped using discount codes, and his brand just disappeared from fitness pages. Nobody wanted to be seen supporting him. It was like one of those influencer cancellations you read about, but this time it hit his wallet hard. Then came Savage U, his big weekend boot camps. He used to charge fans to spend a few days with him doing extreme workouts, raw meat dinners, and cold plunges. But now, nobody signed up. He had to cancel future events. No new bookings. No Savage Bros. Next, he had to let go of most of his team. People from the warehouse, marketing crew, even some old friends who helped him grow, all gone. He just couldn't afford to keep paying everyone with sales down. And to make things worse, Liver King had debts piling up. Turns out he spent millions on gold chains, watches, and limited edition stuff, thinking the money would keep coming forever. But now, he's auctioning off his private jewelry collection just to stay afloat. And the lawsuits? Yeah, they're still coming. Investors are furious. They gave money thinking the business was booming, but now they want refunds. Some even want the entire supplement packaging changed or removed from stores. But here's something most people haven't heard. This isn't just about one company. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe for more wild truth bombs, and turn on the bell so you never miss a meltdown this massive again.